this time, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up.
Hello and welcome to FPL Focus, guys, and it is a game week 11 preview. Are you ready? I'm ready. And I've done a jammy one again. I've literally pretty much dodged the Villa Newcastle issue. I'll be talking about that briefly. I'm actually ranked 1.5 mil at the moment, so I'm trying to get into the 900k. This game week could offer me an opportunity to do that. Fingers crossed. But my one change that I have made so far is actually McCarthy coming in for Martinez. I just absolutely had enough of Martinez. I know Martinez's fixtures do get good again, but I've honestly just had enough. I can't stand it anymore. When I look at all of the goals that he's conceded, it hasn't moved at all. So McCarthy's in. He's hurt me from game week 2. I got McCarthy out. And since then McCarthy's been getting lots of clean sheets and points. If we have a look here onto the matches he's played, 6, a 9, a 6, a 3, a 6, a 7. You know, a lot more than what Martinez has done. And yeah, I'm definitely happy I've got McCarthy in now. So that's my change this game week. And then I had Grealish drop to the 3rd sub position because obviously he's not going to be playing this game week. So Grealish down there on the bench. Goodbye, sir. Until next game week, I could bring him back in. And then I've got Chilwell and Zuma in the lead against Leeds in the defence. Afternoon, Harry. Thank you for joining us, buddy. Hope you are well, and I hope you are ready for this game week 11. Are you going to the Leeds game, aren't you, Harry, I believe, actually? If you are, have a good one, and let's hope for a Chelsea win, especially a Chelsea clean sheet, because look at my defence, Zuma and Chilwell. Hopefully they do the business. Chilwell, an assist, we know that's in there. A goal's in there at the back post for him. Zuma from set pieces. I've been forced to have Gabriel in this game week, but he's another one who's dangerous from set pieces. Hello, Nuclear Atoms. Thanks for joining us. It's nice to see the regulars here. It really does make me feel good, like part of the community, you know. And then over here, we've got James Justin. A little bit concerned with Pereira back, but when I looked at Roger's presser, he said that Pereira, he's easing him back in. He's got a few minutes under his belt. So I think we could see Justin start again. And Pereira might come on as a sub to start getting them minutes up. Or he might just play him in Europe to get him back into the side. But I just little gut feeling that Justin might well play against Sheffield United. So should be okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Harry. I bet you are, buddy. That'll be awesome. Really will. Let us know on Twitter and everything how you get on at that game. I'm sure you will. And I did like your blue Santa hat. Quite like that. Atoms in the chat, because I always talk to the chat. You always distract me from what I'm talking about. But I do like hearing what you say, so I have to read the chat. I enjoy reading the chat, really. Nuclear Atom saying, I was listening to the 59th minute podcast from the FPL General. Shout out to the FPL General there. I paused it to watch this stream. That can wait. Wow. Now that is dedication. That is dedication to the cause. Thank you very much. I start to feel a little bit like a general myself now. Gone up in rank, have I? So moving into the midfield, yeah, we talked about Gabriel briefly because I've sort of, with the Villa, I've had to have someone in, so I've sort of thrown Gabriel in. I wouldn't have actually started him. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm looking at it realistically. I play honestly. I'm not going to go Arsenal. Yeah, Gabriel's going to do it clean sheet. I don't play like that at all. Very honest in what I see. I'm just hoping Gabriel can get something. He's bound to concede against Tottenham. So, in speaking about North London Derby and Tottenham, two of my assets, as you can see here, got Son and Kane there. We know Kane is probably going to play. As you can see below on the ticker, the text going along the screen says about what Jose Mourinho said. And he's basically indicating that he's saying he's fully aware that the media is making him out to be playing a game of sort. He's saying he's having a bit of a pop at that, really, and saying that basically Kane is more than likely going to play. He's not trying to cover anything up or play games. But Mourinho, we know you do play games because of what you did with Son to the community. So that is why people say these things. But I do expect Kane to play. And then I've got Son in the midfield. Hopefully he goes gung-ho. And, I would like them both, in an ideal world, very slim, not really going to happen. But Son and Kane. Atom says, are you out of the Millionaires Club? No, right at the beginning of the stream, I did talk about this, but I will go over it and summarise again for you, buddy. So, I'm 1.1 million at the moment. I'm so close to getting out of that million mark. You know I want that more than anything. And honestly, I'd take it now, 900k, and I'd walk the season. If you offered me it now, I'd take it. Honestly, I'm not really got high hopes, but I'm going for it. I'm in a good position at the moment. It'll be an improvement for me on a personal level from last season. So hopefully, this game week, with all the Villa and Newcastle transfers being made, I'm sure there'll be a few -4s out there. It might help my cause going in for that. So back to Son and Kane then. I expect Kane to probably get some sort of return, a penalty against Arsenal. I don't know why. I could just see that North London derby. Oh, it's gone to VAR, all the drama. It's going to be a physical game. We know what the North London derby is about. Voice is going. Let me just swig my coffee. Bear with me. Oh, that's nice. Especially when you've been talking so much. So, and a cheeky little player that I'm happy with. He's got his goal last game week. And it was a cheeky one against Arsenal at Podence. A lot of people getting rid of him. Low ownership, 3.2%. Playing against the Liverpool side. It's going to be a challenge for Wolves. But I think if that Liverpool defence is weakened, but I think there's whispers Trent might be back. Wijnaldum might be back. But does Klopp want to throw them in even if they are back? They've been training. I don't think he probably does. He might bring them on later on. You never know. But I think Wolves will give Liverpool a good game. I do actually expect someone I wish I did own. Well, there's a couple of players I wish I did own. I think there's always players we wish that we had when we look at our teams. And Bruno Fernandes is obviously one. And Diogo Jota, and Salah is always that player, isn't he? But I'd like to think that Jota can keep up with Salah this season. That's my personal thoughts. I think he can. He really is vocal to what they do. I think that they can provide him with assists, Mane and Salah, feeding him a lot. I think he'll be very hungry like the wolf against his old club. So I think he'll be well up for that. But yeah, I'm hoping Podence so he can go the other end and nick something against that Liverpool defence, especially with Alisson out. I'm hopeful that Podence can be involved somehow. Fingers crossed. And then I've still got Vardy down here. Now, I'm just going to talk about captaincy option quickly because I was weighing up between De Bruyne and Vardy. And De Bruyne I've gone for as more of a safe option. I think now Man City have been playing well. I think his ownership's about 20%, 21.8. So yeah, 22% roundabout. So could be a good option, but probably a popular captaincy choice. But he won't be the only one out there. There'll be a lot of Bruno Fernandes, even some Vardy captainers. there might be the odd cheeky Kane ones thinking, oh, yellow arrow, let's be a bit clever and put the captaincy on him. But we all know Kane's going to play. But Vardy could have been an option, but I'm not quite impressed with the way Leicester have performed recently. So I've just gone for the safer option, KDB. I'm not going to make the mistake what I did last season was I overthinked things and started to go, let's try and get a different captain to everyone. Yeah, if you hit that, that means a big rank jump. But, you know, I'm so close to that million mark now. I like getting away from it. I don't want to muck it up now. There's no way I'm going to do it now. So KDB, what is it, 12:15 kickoff, something like that tomorrow. Hopefully does the job against Fulham. And they're at home, so there'll be plenty of room on the ground. And that's it, basically, guys. Calvert-Lewin going to Burnley. He's got Richarlison back for a few games now. Hopefully that picks it up a bit for him. And let's see. You would walk 900k. You could definitely get higher. Set your sights higher. I agree, Harry. I have got my sights set higher, but I'm just trying not to be too ahead of myself. I just want to achieve that rank this season first. I probably could do better, but because I haven't, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. So one thing at a time, and hopefully I can, though. Absolutely. And Nuclear Atom saying, I'm captaining Salah again. Oh, what's your transfer plans for the next 3 or 5 weeks? I always have 2 plans on my transfers for the next 5 weeks, and also a backup plan if things go wrong. So for me, my plans short term were to keep on the Spurs assets, even though they hit this tricky fixture schedule. But I'm sure they can come through this. I'm sure that they can do all right for it. So I've kept faith with them both. Yes, I've shipped Bale out, and that's about it, really. But now it looks like Bale might be finding his way back in that team. I think he had a penalty for Spurs last night, didn't he? So for me, once the Tottenham get through this tricky spell, which I'm sure they can with points, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm backing Tottenham, which as an Arsenal fan you don't do every day, but as an FPL player, I'm backing them to do well, even through his tricky run. And then once they get through that, you're laughing, aren't you, really, down here for the Greens? So that is my main plan. That's about as far as I've thought so far, is that I will be wanting to keep these guys. Man City, I can eye up a Mahrez, I can eye up a Foden, I can see how they go. But since last season, Pep Roulette has always put me off between the European games and the Premier League. It just puts me off. I want more consistency. A player that I did have during the lockdown was Bruno Fernandes. He ticked over nicely with the points, and he seems to be hitting that form again and doing that. So I've got plans in the fact that I need to get Jota or Fernandes in as well. So that's basically sums up my plans. And then the rest of my team I'm fairly happy with at the moment. But we know that can all change. But if you try and make plans, it's good, because if you're not getting injuries on the way, you're more focused, you've got that plan in place, you know what you're doing, you don't have to panic, you don't have to overcomplicate it, and it's smooth sailing. But obviously, with COVID and injuries like that, it can throw a spanner in the works. I am so thankful last game week I got away with murder when it comes to injuries. The amount of injuries there were, and that helped me jump 400k. This game week, the Villa Newcastle put a slight spanner in the works, but all I've had to do was I swapped my goalkeeper and I've benched Grealish. So there might be a few teams out there at least taking a -4. I think there's a few teams out there probably got 3 Villa assets, maybe 1 Newcastle in a Callum Wilson. So there's definitely going to be a -4 out there, and that should favour me, guys. What do you think? Should that give me that little head start? Obviously, captain's key, so hopefully I'm keeping it simple with KDB, and he does that. Nuclear Amsterdam's captaining Salah again. One of the rules I made, that if your captain puts up an underwhelming performance, then captain him again next week, he's bound to score. That sounds like Jack Grealish to me. That sounds exactly what Jack Grealish would do as a captaincy, Nuclear. Any money in the bank, says Harry. I think I've got 0.3, though I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, 0.3, I was right. Yeah, that's what I have in the bank. I'd just like to bring up an interest point, because I'm the manager breed that I don't like taking hits. But of late, I have seen that there have been... I'll give him a shout out. Optimus Prime, a good friend of mine in the FPL community, he's been doing very well. He's taken loads of hits and he's ranked really high. Where is he ranked? About 100 and something odd thousand he's ranked at the moment. And he's achieved that by taking hits, even bringing in Mahrez last game week, and you know what he did there. So yeah, just a big shout to Optimus Prime really, and the fact that a lot of the community, as Nim said the other night, they seem to have this belief that taking hits is a not to do thing. You can't gain anywhere, but Optimus Prime's a fine example of like that's a management way that can work by taking hits, and it just intrigued me a bit and made me think. And it's always interesting to look at other managers and see tactics and all sorts. We're all different. We all like to manage our own way, and sometimes you can take a pinch of this from someone else and put it into your team, and it can be so effective. Never be stubborn. Always be open to ideas and listen to other people, especially in the FPL community. There's a lot of people in there that like to help each other, and it's a good thing. Honest FPL Tips Fantasy Premier League has joined us in the chat. Thank you for joining us. He says, thinking of captain Vardy, might just captain Kane, not sure. My feeling was KDB or Vardy in my team to captain. Vardy's put me off just because the way Leicester have been playing lately. I think they'll be reintroducing Ndidi and Pereira. In the long term will be a positive once they get the minutes and the full match sharpness, fitness under their belt. But for now, whilst they're rotating, I think that leaves them a little bit unbalanced as a team until they get them guys all back playing together regularly, match sharp. But in the other side, Vardy is quite capable of just turning up. He's that calibre of player. You can never ever underestimate him. Even if he's not had a sniffle game, he'll keep making them runs. We know what he does. He does not give up. And he's proved it time and time again. He can nick something late on even. And then, you know, when he gets something early, my God, normally you can be looking at a hat-trick or at least 2 goals. So yeah, he could definitely get something against Sheffield United. Don't count him out, but I just like to manage in the way that I look at how teams are doing as a whole. And Leicester of late haven't done fantastic, so I'd hold off in that respect, and then maybe I could look at Captain Vardy another time. But I do believe in that regard as well, his fixtures change, don't they? Not too bad, actually. I was wrong. So Brighton and Everton, if we get Pereira and Ndidi bringing that ball, I tell you what, that will be a battle in the midfield, won't it? Ndidi and Alan of Everton. I'm looking 2 game weeks ahead, but my God, that will be a key battle in the midfield. Yeah, no, interesting. But anyway, back to this game week, guys. Here we go. Nuclear Atoms, what's your playing style? Mine is having the players who are consistent and have diversity in my team at the same time. I don't know whether I can put a label or a tag on the way I play, but I'd say if I was going to give it a name, I'd say it would be a gut and a calm. So not to panic, be patient a bit. Although I am always got the itchy trigger finger on the transfer button before Friday. I do at times make a transfer on a Thursday, which is never great. You should wait till the very last minute because any news can come out. You've seen it with the pressers when the managers come out and say news and you're like, oh my God, wish I knew that before. So as everyone knows in the FPL community, you're better off waiting and seeing what happens with European / cup games, domestic cup games should I say, and then going from there and wait till a deadline. Ikajot, thank you 123 for joining us. What 2 defenders should I go budget? 11.8 million. What two defenders with 11.8 million? I'm sure there'll be some guys in the chat can tell you that as well. But two defenders, you've got to... You're saying budget, but 11.8 million is quite a chunk, isn't it, really? Chilwell for me. And again, as an Arsenal fan, don't like to say it, but Ben Chilwell's probably one of the best defenders in FPL for me. His attacking returns, you know, the goals he gets, always gets forward. And I love that. And all FPL managers love that. Look at Robertson and Trent. The attacking fullbacks. Keep going. You know, that's what we want. We want attacking defenders. Points, points, points. That's what we're after. So, I would definitely consider Chilwell as one of the musts if you've got 11.8 million. And then let's just... Shall we have a quick look on the transfers tab? I've got defenders already. We'll just go 5.2, say. Creswell's starting to come on the radar, definitely. I think he's a good player for West Ham. Very involved in the attack. And honest FPL tips says Dallas is one and Man City defence is another, probably, and maybe a Lamptey. A good shout. You know what? I haven't owned Lamptey. He's gone off my radar, and that's because he got that red card. But obviously, Lamptey has been fantastic this season, the young man. Such a desire to get forward all the time, and he's not shy at all. He doesn't care if it's a Trent or anyone. He is going for it. He is going for it, and he creates so many chances. I think, to be fair to him, Brighton should have finished a lot more of the chances that he provided for them. You know, definitely a bright future ahead of him. And do you know what? I think it's a positive thing that Lamptey got that red card. I think going forward, because he's so young, he'll have learnt a lot from that. So he won't be diving in as much. And he won't be picking them bookings up as much. So Lamptey could be more of a good player once he's back. I'm not sure if he's back yet, Lamptey. Can't see him on that list as yet. Yeah. Nuclear Atoms saying this is my third season playing this game. And I've decided to change my playing style a little. By now, I would have taken a 12-point hit. But I didn't this time and I'm in the 799k. So that's massive for you, really. You've changed your style. You've not taken the hits like you would have. 3 hits, as you said. And you're ranked 799k. I like that. I would love... Honestly, I would love just to be that rank. I really would. I would love it. Absolutely lovely. I sound like Kevin Keegan now. I will love it. I would love it if we beat him. Nuclear Abs FPL General said on his podcast that Dallas is kind of like Lundstrom. He just won't keep that many clean sheets. Yeah, fair enough. Attacking wise, he'll get there. And I suppose it is like Lundstrom that we saw more last season. The Lord Lundstrom, they dubbed him. He was very good at picking up points. He was the budget option to go to last season. In regards to that, I suppose that answers Ikeshot's question slightly. You could have Dallas. It could be like a Lundstrom, a budget sort of option. 4.5 million. There you go. There he is. Go and get him, buddy. Go and get him. Should I keep Telles or Creswell? For me, so far, Creswell. Telles finding his feet in the Premier League still. He's looked impressive for Man United. Gets forward well. He's looked more impressive in Europe, though, mind, than he has in the Premier League. So we're looking at FPL. We're looking at Premier League form. So I would definitely say Creswell. He's doing very well for West Ham. So yeah, go for Creswell. That's just my opinion, though. You don't have to listen to me. We all play our own game, but that's my opinion. So let's have a look at the fixtures. Burnley, Everton first. That's going to be a good game, but I expect Everton should come away there with the win. I don't think it will be easy for Everton, though. I would say, though, that it would probably be a 2-1 scoreline. I'm sure DCL can return to his scoring form. What do you guys think? Americans Talk FPL, welcome to the chat. Nuclear saying the thing that was key was that my wild card in Game Week 5 worked perfectly. I plan all the transfers that work for the long run. Yeah, I tell you what, another thing as well is, usage of your chips. Timing them. And I love it. I'm holding on to my chips so far. I've used a wild card early on as I had loads of injuries and rubbish player form. So I wild carded early, which was... Well, I needed to at the time, but everyone's different depending on the players they have in their team. And it kind of did me well, really. It served me well, to be honest. I think without it, I wouldn't have been where I am now, to be honest, if I look back at it. But, it's good to hold on to your chips and use it wisely. I can't wait for that triple captain chip. I'm going to use it in a double game week. Someone, probably a big hitter, just keep it simple, but hope that they go mental. A dream triple captainship. Can you imagine they have a fixture, hits a hat-trick, next game they hit 2. You'd be over the moon with that, wouldn't you? That's the sort of filth you want from a triple captain. And 7 people in the chat, so thanks for joining us. Americans Talk FPL has said, what are your thoughts about getting Salah in for game week 12 versus Fulham? And do you think Jota is a viable alternative? For Fulham, definitely, because I think Fulham concede penalties, don't they? So, in regards to that, Salah will be the penalty taker. So, he'd be more of an option there than Jota. But, I have said it earlier, I think Jota can keep up with Salah this season. I think he can score as many goals. And, if you're looking at spreading funds, then you'd go Jota. For me, I want Jota in my team. I'm not worried about... Well, I am worried about Salah. I'm always worried about Salah. But I will be wanting to get on Jota. Caspiano, thanks for joining us in the chat. He says, sell Son for De Bruyne. Son started to dry up a little bit of late. But I know he could explode again. But when you look at the fixtures... So let's have a look at Son's fixtures. You know he's in a tough patch at the moment. But... I'd expect Spurs, they're right up there challenging this season. They've looked good. Can they carry it on for his tough fixture form? I discussed it earlier. I believe that they can. But when you look at Man City fixtures and De Bruyne, you know there's some really good fixtures. And off the back of their 5-0 win last game week, you know that they're going to be up for more goals, finding their feet again. Personal opinion, do it. Switch Son to De Bruyne. I've got both, so doesn't matter at the moment, but I'm keeping my eye on Son, certainly, and I might well make a change there for him. For Jota is who I want. Nuclear just in there again. No, and it's my first season, still learning things, but my rank's 950k. That's fine, there's nothing wrong with learning. There's something nice about learning in this game, especially when you put it into practice and you see the points come in. You cannot beat that feeling. That green arrow at the end of a game week is one of the best feelings, I must say, and it sets the mood for the rest of the week. Sorry, let me just have a swip. Swip? What's a swip? I blame Mig for snip, right. Nuclear Atoms, I've bought in Mahrez for Ziyech this week. Yes, I remember you saying that. Yeah, in the FPL Wildcats stream. I actually have. I think like the guys were saying last night, Mahrez perfectly capable of carrying on, getting points against Fulham in that game week. But I've got a feeling, this is my gut feeling, Ziyech is going to destroy that Leeds defence. I think that Leeds like to push up man-to-man. I think Werner, Tammy, making them runs through. I think Ziyech beats his man out wide, whoever it be, and whips that long, deadly ball in. I think there's goals there for Werner and Tammy. I really do. I think Ziyech is going to kill him from the midfield with his long balls. Let's see how he does. Nuclear, Caspiano, same. My first season and my rank is 300k. Oh, you must be absolutely over the moon with that. 300k. Do not underestimate that rank, buddy. Very good, Caspiano. Well done. Keep going. I wish, said Nuclear Atoms, a limitless chip from the UEFA Champions League Fantasy was here instead of the free hit. It works like the free hit, but not only you would use limited transfers, but also unlimited budget. My God, that's really good. I'd love a bit of that instead of that wild card. Then have more money to buy more players. That'd be awesome. That helps you out. You ain't got the minefield of budget then, have you? Let's have a look. FPL General also said players like Ziyech and James Rodriguez are not viable FPL asset. They have assist potential, but the reliability and ceiling is pretty low. I'd have to agree, but I do think Ziyech can explode. I think Rodriguez will find his form again, but possibly not yet. But mind you, who have Everton got next? Burnley. So yeah, I think they should find form again. I think James will put loads of balls in the box against Burnley, but Burnley love that, and they like to defend the high cross. They like to defend it. They love it. They'll lap it up a lot of the time. But if James has got that quality on his ball, then he could well find DCL or whoever else coming in at the far post. Maybe even Iwobi. There's a surprise. So, before I wrap this stream up, I'm going to just have a look at the league table, guys. So, the Fantasy Football Focus League, everyone's competing for the mug. It is going to be a Triple F mug, my old logo, but it will be a bit of nostalgia to whoever wins it. The top two teams get a mug. And at the moment, we can see Martial Scores Again is top of there. So let's just have a look at their team. 65 points. They've got a Robson yellow flag there. They've got Tellez in their team as well. Captain Salah, Susek, some interesting players there. I do like the Che Adams as differential. What is Che Adams' ownership? 6.7, nearly 7%. Nice. And then we have got, oh, he's from America possibly, Sasha Khan. If you're watching, well done, keep going. And then Korean ladies, you are from not Korea, but you're from England. Dell, you are Dell. 45 points last game week. Not fantastic, but you got James Ward-Prowse there, the free kick master. Chilwell I like. Zuma I've got. Werner up there, Kane. You got St. Maxim you've had to drop. You'll have to drop your Konza and your Martinez in there. It's going to be a tricky game week for Korean ladies then. So people, if you're in the league, Korean ladies, we'll go back to it again, has got Martinez, Konza there. He's going to have to do a pokery jiggery. He's got a Newcastle sub who won't play. So it could be a chance to catch in the league, guys. Keep your eyes on that one. And then we go down. Nathan Price there. Well done, buddy. I know Nathan Price. 5th in the league. Nuclear Atoms, who's in the chat now. Well done, buddy. You're 7th. So, because you're in the chat, let's give you a look. 57 points last game week. Nice. I like it. There you go. There's your 799k rank. Take a bow, buddy. Well done. Diaz in there. I like it. Ziyech there, ready to come in. Salah, he's got Grealish. Antonio won't be back this game week, will he? But he's one that will bang again. What's his ownership now? It's dropped right down, which is understandable. But, you know, when he comes back, you'd be laughing when you bring him into play. Let's have a look. We have got, I think Bielsa will be aware of Ziyech's ability, so I'm not bothered by him. I think Bielsa knows a lot. I reckon Bielsa also has a heated thing that he pushes the button on for his little bucket seat for when it gets cold. I think he's got a heater in that bucket. Right, I don't care about winning that mug as much. I just want to be top of one mini league at least once. Yeah, the mug doesn't matter, I suppose, but it would be nice to give out a prize like that, and that is what I've done it. But it's just a competitive nature's always best, not always eyes on the prize, as you say. Razvan, well done, you're in 8th. Dimmy is in, 9th. Adam Fisher, you're in 10th. And I am there in 11th. So I'm trying to chase you guys down, but not much joy. So yeah, let's just have a quick summary. This is my team, guys, going into game week 11. 11 o'clock deadline tomorrow. 1.1 mil. Looking to get into the 100k club. Well, not literally 100, but 900k club. So hopefully I can do that. If you like the video, guys, please do give us a big thumbs up. Please do subscribe as well for more future live